Girl, if the goal is to get your bank account to look like this, but it's always looking like this, you might want to stick around, okay? Because today is the day you stop living paycheck to paycheck for good. In this video, I'm going to share with you step-by-step routine you can adapt anytime you get paid, okay? Now, a lot of people get stuck between steps 1 and 2, but if you follow along and adapt all the steps that I'm about to mention in this video, you are definitely going to be in a better financial position than you came. The first step you're going to look at in this video is savings. Girl, if you don't have a bank account solely designated for savings, you have to go and open one ASAP. Now, the reason why this is important is that having an account solely meant for savings draws a line between what is meant for savings and what is meant for spending. And even if you work in an informal sector where you get paid on the table, girl, you definitely have to go to the bank and open an account, okay? Now, I figure that a lot of ladies feel sad, they feel shy to go to the bank and open an account, girl. And I'm saying this because I've been there. I used to feel shy, I used to feel inferior, I used to feel intimidated going to the bank to go open an account. But girl, the difference between the person sitting behind that counter and you is that they're wearing a suit, okay? You all have equal value, and the fact that your money is not coming from the bank doesn't make it less valuable, okay? So go in there, tell them, I want to open a savings account. Which one do you have for me? Put your name on there and let's start putting something aside. I suggest that you start saving about 15% of your salary, okay? Now, if you cannot do 15, you can do 10, you can do 5. It doesn't matter how much you start saving, that is up to you. But ideally, people say that you should save 10% automatically. You can save 20, you can save 30 if you really cut down on certain things that you don't need. Now, there are going to come times that you cannot save anything at all, but even if you think you can't save anything at all, that is just for a moment. You go back right to the next month and you start saving again. Now, that money you're going to put in your savings account, girl, is not for you. It is for your future self. Anything could go wrong in the future, girl, and you're going to rely on that money. Now, I don't want you mistaking this for your emergency fund, okay? We are going to get there. But in the meantime, the next account we're going to look at is your checking account. Now, this is the account from which you pay all your expenses. Every variable and fixed expense is going to come from this account. And before you pay for anything from this account, girl, I suggest that you have a budget. And at the top of this budget, your basic necessities have to come first. Now, I'm not talking about vacation, okay? You may need a vacation once in a while, but that is not going to be as primal as you getting hungry. You may want to put your food, shelter, utility, transportation, and anything that you deem necessary for your survival at the top of this list. Basically, your needs should be at the top of the budget and your wants should be below. Now, it's obviously going to be based on the size of your family, where you live, and the economic conditions at the time. This isn't to say that your wants are not important, girl. They are important as well, okay? But we may all agree that getting takeout every weekend could not be compared to you getting evicted from your apartment. Now, if you live outside Ghana, you may want to pay the minimum payment you need to pay on your credit card, okay? I am not into credit card debt because payments over here are mostly done upfront. Next step you're going to take, which most people take for granted, is to set up an emergency fund. Now, this is mostly considered to be 6 months of your living expenses kept in a safe place, okay? Now, make sure that your emergency fund is always liquid, okay? Because if you put your emergency fund in an investment that has to be matured in the next 12 months, you're going to suffer if you need money to settle something ASAP. Now, here's one thing I want you to know. Your emergency fund is for emergencies only, okay? And it is not for other people's emergency. Don't go into your emergencies and take money and borrow to people. I'm telling you, that's a hard truth that I have had to learn. Your emergency fund is your emergency fund. Even up to you yourself, it's only for emergencies. Now, the reason why a lot of people get stuck between steps 2 and 1 is that they save, and because they don't have any emergency fund, once anything comes up, they'll go back into their savings. So they are always going in between the cycle, save, go back for it, and get back to square one. Next step you're going to look at is investment. Now, you cannot do this until you're done with steps 2 and 3. And once you save enough money, I want you to take that money and channel it into an investment of your choice. You can invest in businesses, mutual funds, and any money market fund that sits well with you. Now, you wouldn't want to wait till you amass a lot of savings before you start investing, and you also do not want to start investing when you've not covered your necessities yet, okay? Because that will be putting yourself in an unnecessarily tight corner. Now, how much you invest is totally dependent on you, but ideally you can start investing from 2 to 4 to 6 months. Once you gather something, just take it and invest it in something that you trust. You understand? The word is something that you trust, because the moment you keep that money idle, it's going to get depleted by inflation. I, for instance, have a very toxic relationship with investing. I will lie to you. I can decide to save 10% consistently and invest, and also I can decide 1 month that I'm saving 80% of my salary. It's like, I want to get this, I want to do this, and so this is what I'm going to invest, this is what I'm going to save this month, and that is it. And I get back to my normal routine, not because I'm crazy, you know, I just know that I need to make that sacrifice, okay? Because I'm not going to be working forever, and this is the time that I can do something for myself. Next up is for you to max out your tier 3 pension scheme. If you're outside Ghana, this program is similar to the Roth IRA. However, the tier 3 is deducted before tax is applied to your basic salary, and it is done for those who are on structured employer payrolls. And even if you are not on a structured payroll, you can contribute to the fund yourself. Now, the good thing is that if you are on a structured payroll, you get to save about up to 16% of your basic salary before tax is applied. And that 16% isn't just going to sit there as savings, it's going to be invested on compounding basis. This is going to force you to stay very disciplined, and so even if you can't save anything, this structure is going to sort you out. Yeah, I am in a formal sector, and this could even be my step 1. You can withdraw this money upon retirement or after 10 years without tax. The next step is for you to aggressively clear your debt. Okay, there comes a time in life where you have to sacrifice and clear some debt, okay? Because there's no need investing if you have debts that are high interest. Any income you get from investing is going to be insignificant compared to how much debt you are racking, because you have debts that are of high interest. Now, ideally, it is advisable that you clear of any debt that is about 7% or more. Girl, I want you to give yourself up to 6 months, okay? 6 consistent months, and follow the steps and see how far it takes you. Let us know in the comment section if this video was helpful, girl. Thank you for watching, and to see you next time. Take care of yourself.